بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا تجعل مع الله إلها آخر فتقعد مذموما مخذولا. صدق الله العظيم. Alhamdulillah, brothers and sisters, we're continuing with the tafsir of Surah Isra. And previously we were discussing how Allah Azza wa Jal is advising regarding those who want the life of this world and those who desire the life of the hereafter. And in regards to these two people, Allah Azza wa Jal mentions that whatever we make effort for, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give that. But we have to remember that when we make effort for the life of this world, this life is what Allah Azza wa Jal calls this life عاجلة. من أراد العاجلة عجلنا له. This hasty, this world which is very short and temporary, and that which is here now. Allah Azza wa Jal has named this dunya ajila, yani that which is the now, not that which is the coming and that which is the forever. So Allah Azza wa Jal says that whatever we work for and whatever we make an effort for, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give that. And anyone who makes effort for the akhirah as is worthy, that appropriate effort that a person should make, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will appreciate that effort, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him accordingly. Now the next few ayat, what is the preparation for the hereafter? What are the things that make us ready to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What are the things in this life that we will be asked about? What are those things that we are responsible for? What are those things that we are mukallaf of, that we have come to this world for? Number one, Allah Azza wa Jal begins by saying, لا تجعل مع الله إلها آخر. Do not ascribe to Allah any other partner. This is the first one. Just like in the 10 commandments, the first commandment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam is, O people of Israel, O children of Israel, I am your Lord God, do not take any gods besides me. And every Nabi and every prophet that came, the fundamental commandment, the first commandment that was given to every single one of them is the worship of Allah alone, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if a person does this, لا تجعل مع الله إلها آخر فتقعد مذموما مخذولا. And if you do so, if you do ascribe partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the life of this world and in the hereafter, you will be what? You will be blameworthy and you will become disgraced. You will be blameworthy and you will be disgraced. That Allah subhanahu, if we want to realize the reality of shirk, the reality of shirk is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sustained us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us every bounty. And despite Him being the bestower of all these blessings, we go and we thank someone else and we give credit to somebody else. Imagine that if you were someone who bestowed upon somebody, who took care of somebody, who raised somebody, who saved the life of somebody, and then they go, instead of thanking you, they thank someone else. How would you feel? Would you not be offended? And would you not be insulted? You invite somebody for dinner, and you cook a very delicious meal, and the person eats the food, and then the person goes to the neighbor's house and says, thank you very much for this very wonderful meal. How would you feel? I mean, what's the matter with this person? You would become offended. You would be insulted. Now what do you imagine about Allah, who He is the one who feeds you, and He is the one who created you, and He is the one who has bestowed all of His blessings upon you, and then what do? You go and you thank a cow, or you thank a monkey, or you thank an elephant, or you thank an idol, or you thank another human being. This is an insult And this is why, that inna shirka la dhulmun azim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran that verily shirk and ascribing partners to Allah is the greatest dhulm. And what is the meaning of dhulm? الظلم هو وضع الشيء في غير محله. Dhulm is to place something where it doesn't belong. This is the reality of dhulm. Why do we say something about somebody's zalim? Because he's placing his power where he should not be placing his power. Zalim is somebody, he has qudrat, he has power, he has authority, and he's putting his authority upon someone who is weak. He's pushing his power upon someone who is powerless. It's wad'u shay fi ghayri mahalli. Anything that you put in a place where it doesn't belong, this is called dhulm. Now why is shirk considered dhulm? Dhulmun azim, not even dhulm. It's dhulmun azim. Inna shirka la dhulmun azim. Allah Azza wa Jal says, verily shirk is the greatest dhulm. It's the greatest oppression. Why? It's because you're placing your worship where it doesn't belong. Your worship was meant for Allah. And you're placing your worship where it doesn't belong. You're placing your gratitude where it doesn't belong. You're placing your appreciation where it doesn't belong. Your appreciation, your adoration, your worship, your veneration, it belonged only to Him. Why did you give it to someone else? Why did you give it to Jesus? What, did Jesus didn't create you? Why do you give it to Mary, or why do you give it to Shiva, or God knows what other types of things people worship? Or the sun, or the moon. Right? The people worship all these weird things. This is why Allah said, Inna shirka la dhulmun azim. It is the greatest oppression. Because it's somewhere where this is not the place where you put your veneration, or your adoration, or your worship. So the first, لا تجعل مع الله إلها آخر. Do not make with Allah another God. Do not ascribe to Allah another ilah, another object of worship. Why? فَتَقْعُدَ مَذْمُومًا مَخْذُولًا. You will remain in a state of disgrace, and you will be blameworthy. Why will you be disgraced, and why will you be blameworthy? Just because of the fact that you have insulted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is an insult. It is a disrespect. It is a dhulm. It is an insult. It is the worst treatment of your Lord that you can do. So this is number one. Above all else, number one is shirk, to recognize your Creator, that He is the one and only bestower of bounties. No one else. وَحْدَهُ لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ لَهُ الْمُلْكِ. To Him belongs the mulk, to the dominion. To Him belongs all of creation. وَلَهُ الْحَمْدِ. And to Him belongs all praise. يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتِ. He is the one who gives life, and He is the one who gives death. وَهُوَ حَيٌّ لَا يَمُوتِ. And He is the one who is ever living, and He will never die. وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. And He is capable of all things. Why would you worship anything else? Why would you thank anyone else? So brothers and sisters, this Tawheed, when we have this oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the most thing that is beloved to Allah more than anything else. The Tawheed that you have, the oneness that you have, that Allah is Shafi, Allah is Kafi, Allah is Khaliq, Allah is Raziq, Allah is Nafi', Allah is Dar. He is the giver. He is the one who is the sustainer. He is the one who gives shifa. He is the one who gives cure. He is the one who gave you life. He is the one who can benefit you, and He is only the one who can harm you. You know, all of the depression in the world and all the anxiety in the world, where it comes from? Lack of Tawheed. All the anxiety in the world, it comes from lack of Tawheed. When your belief is with Allah, that Allah is the one who will benefit me, only Allah, nobody can harm me. Nothing can harm me in this world. Only Allah is the one who can harm this person, these human beings, and these makhluk, these creations in this world. They have no strength, they have no ability to harm me or benefit me. Your anxiety will go away. You know where anxiety comes from? I am doing, he is doing, she is doing, he's going to do this, it's going to happen like this, that's going to happen like this is this, my boss is like this, and my... What is this? They're nothing. They are nothing. Look at the words of the Prophet ﷺ that he is teaching to Sayyidina Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu. كنت ردف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ذات يوم إذ قال يا غلام. He says, oh غلام, احفظ الله يحفظك احفظ الله تجده تجاهك. Oh my young boy. He said, I was riding with the Prophet. This is what the Prophet was teaching a young boy. They say that Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas could not have been more than 10 years old at that time. This is Tawheed. This hadith teaches us Tawheed. How did the Prophet ﷺ teach this young 10-year-old boy? Why the Sahaba conquered the world? Because they had Tawheed. Wallahi, brothers and sisters, meet Allah with the oneness, Tawheed. Everything else is secondary. Tawheed is the thing that Allah loves most. It is the worship that Allah loves most. It is the condition of the heart that Allah loves most. And what is Tawheed? It's not La ilaha illallah. That's not Tawheed. Tawheed is this, in this hadith, beautiful explanation of Tawheed. كنت ردف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. I was sitting behind the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم on the camel one day, and he told me, Ya ghulam, oh young boy, listen to my advice. احفظ الله يحفظك. You protect Allah and Allah will protect you. You protect Allah, meaning you protect the commandments of Allah. You protect the religion of Allah. You protect the deen of Allah, and Allah will protect you. If you guard your deen, Allah will guard you. احفظ الله تجده أمامك وفي رواية تجاهك or تجاهك. Guard Allah's deen and Allah will be with you wherever you may be. Allah will be in front of you. Allah will be with you. If you guard Allah's deen, Allah will be with you. إذا سألت فاسأل الله. When you ask, only ask from Allah. وإذا استعنت فاستعن بالله. And when you seek help, only seek help from Allah. احفظ الله يحفظك احفظ الله تجده أمامك إذا سألت فاسأل الله وإذا استعنت فاستعن بالله. What's next? Farhan is the Arba'in al-Nawawiyah. I'm testing the students. They memorize this hadith. وَعَلَمْ أَنَّ الْأُمَّةَ. What is? Who are you teaching them? Want to know? Yeah. وَعَلَمْ أَنَّ الْأُمَّةَ لَوْ اجْتَمَعَتْ عَلَىٰ أَنْ يَنْفَعُوكَ بِشَيْءٍ. And know if the whole world gets together to benefit you with something. If the whole world gets together to benefit you with something. وَاعْلَمْ أَنَّ الْأُمَّةَ لَوْ اجْتَمَعُوا عَلَىٰ أَنْ يَنْفَعُوكَ بِشَيْءٍ لَمْ يَنْفَعُوكَ إِلَّا قَدْ كَتَبَهُ اللَّهُ لَكَ. If the whole world, the whole ummah gets together to try to benefit you, and Allah has not written it for you, Allah has not willed it, then they will not be able to benefit you. Unless Allah has willed it. All the doctors in the world, they come together to give shifa to this person. They cannot give shifa until Allah wills it. All the people of the world, they try to save a person, but Allah does not want him to be saved. They will not be able to save him. وَإِنِ اجْتَمَعُوا عَلَىٰ أَن يَضُرُّوكَ بِشَيْءٍ لَمْ يَضُرُّوكَ إِلَّا بِشَيْءٍ قَدْ كَتَبَهُ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكَ. And if the whole world gets together to try to harm you, they will not be able to harm a hair on your body unless Allah has written it. If Allah allows it, they will be able to harm you. If Allah has not allowed it, they will not be able to harm a hair on your body. رُفِعَتِ الْأَقْلَامِ وَجَفَّتِ الصُّحُفِ. The hadith goes on, or that's it? It goes on. What's the next one? No, that's the end. You're adding your own riwayat. It goes on? Does it go on? There's another hadith. إن اجتمعوا على يضروك بشيء لم يضروك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله عليك رفعت الأقلام وجفت الصحف. The pens have been lifted and the scrolls are dried. The pens have been lifted. When Allah, He made the command and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, right, it wrote everything that will happen. It's written, it's done. My point is that this hadith teaches us such an important matter of tawheed. Allah is the one who gives. And Allah is the one who prevents. And Allah is the one who withholds. And Allah is the one who bestows. And Allah is the one who gives benefit. And Allah is the one who gives harm. Allah is the nafi'. Allah is the dar. Allah is the raziq. Allah is the khaliq. No fire cannot burn if Allah does not put the effect of fire in the fire. Fire did not burn Ibrahim alayhi salam. This is tawheed. Ibn Kathir rahimahullah mentions this in his tafsir, that when they were throwing Ibrahim alayhi salam inside of the fire, this is as mentioned in Tafsir Ibn Kathir and Qasasul Anbiya, Al-Bidayah wal Nihaya of Ibn Kathir rahimahullah, very great hadith scholar, very great mufassir, muhaddith. He says when Ibrahim alayhi salam was being thrown inside of the fire of Namrud, they put him on a catapult. You know what is a catapult? Those contraptions that they put you and then they shoot you. Because the fire was so intense, they could not go near to throw Ibrahim inside. It was a pit of fire that they actually made a contraption to throw him inside, as mentioned in the tafasir. When he was being thrown there, Jibreel alayhi salam came to him and said, "Oh Ibrahim, do you need my help?" He says, "Amma ilayk fala." As for you, no. Did Allah send you? Obviously, Jibreel alayhi salam will be sent by Allah, but the point is that he's saying, Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is enough for me. And He is the best of caretakers. They said, Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. This is the dua that Ibrahim alayhi salam read when he was being thrown in the fire. To the barakah of his tawheed, he was not burned by the fire. The fire did not burn. Why the fire did not burn Ibrahim alayhi salam? What did Ibrahim have that the fire didn't burn him? Ibrahim had tawheed. That when Allah is with me, and when Allah wills to protect, not even the fire can harm you. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to protect, then, right, even the ant, even the fly can destroy a person, like he destroyed Namrud. Namrud was destroyed, as is mentioned in the tafasir, by one fly that went up his nose. Namrud. One fly that went up his nose, and he's hitting himself in the head till the day he died. Until he died, hitting himself because of the fly that, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, if Allah does not will, even the fire would not burn. And if Allah wills, even a mosquito and even a fly will kill you. This is the power of Allah Azza wa Jal. And this is the reality of Tawheed. Your yaqeen in Allah Azza wa Jal will change realities. Your yaqeen in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your tawheed in Allah Azza wa Jal. Any worry and any anxiety and anything that we have, it's natural. But this level of anxiety that people have, they can't live, they can't function, they can't think, they go crazy. It's the weakness in tawheed. This is going to harm me, or this is going to happen, or that is going to happen, or this, nothing is going to happen but what Allah wills. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La darra wa la nafi'a illallah. La khaliqa illallah. La raziqa illallah. Of all the 99 names, put la after illallah. La khaliqa illallah. La nafi'a illallah. La darra illallah. There is no giver of benefit but Allah. There is no giver of harm but Allah. There is no sustainer but Allah. There is no one who can save us and bless us but Allah. The one who the reality of Tawheed becomes firm in his heart. This is the heart of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Sayyidul Muwahhideen wa Sayyidul Anbiya wal Mursaleen. He was Abul Anbiya wal Mursaleen, was Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. This is why Islam is called Bal Millat Ibrahim Hanifan wa ma kana min al mushrikeen. This is the meaning of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Who was Ibrahim? He was the Khalis, Sahib al-Tawheed. And all of what you see in his life, all of what you see in his life is the manifestation of Tawheed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turned the fire. قُلْنَا يَا نَارُ كُونِي بَرْدًا وَسَلَامًا عَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ. We told the fire, "Oh fire, be cool and peaceful for Ibrahim alayhi salam." So this is the first and foremost. لا تجعل مع الله إلها آخر. Tawheed is the fundamental. The more you increase your Tawheed, the more all of these issues, the more all of the things of this world will diminish in your sight. Just like it did for the Sahaba radiallahu anhu. The Sahaba radiallahu anhu conquered the world. They conquered the world with nothing else but Tawheed. Radiallahu anhum. So Allah Azza wa Jal begins from those things. What do we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with? وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. Now these upcoming verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions all of those things that we are mukallaf. What are those things that we are responsible for? We are the people who are going to the akhirah. We are answerable to Allah Azza wa Jal. The life of this, the life of this world, it's a life of taklif. We're mukallaf. We're responsible. Allah has certain demands of us. What are those demands? وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. Number one, your Lord has ordained. قَضَى رَبُّكَ. Qada means for something to be ordained, for something to be decreed. Like the king, he decrees. Like the judge, he decrees. You know the judge, when he puts his hammer, this is the decree. Allah Azza wa Jal decreed. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ. And your Lord has decreed. He has ordained. He has made this an obligation. And this is binding upon you. Allah ta'budu illallah. Again, number one, Allah ta'budu illallah, that you do not worship anyone but Allah. What we were explaining just now, what did we say? We're not just required to only worship Allah. We're required to only put our trust in Him, to only fear Him, to only rely upon Him, to believe that He is the only one who benefits, He is the only one that harms. We have to make taraqi in the levels of, we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we got all this other idols in our brain. This does and he does and she does and this, and surrounded by, small gods that control us. That they have they have independent power in and of themselves. They are powerless. They are powerless. This is something we have to work on. This is something we have to practice. This is something we have to reflect upon. Allah ta'budu illallah. So that when we say Allah ta'budu illallah, it just doesn't, the ibadah is not just worship, but our perspective as well. It's not only that we worship Allah, but having the perspective that He is the only benefactor, He is the only power, He is the only giver, He is the only doer. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Subhanallah. Second on the list of honoring our Lord is honoring our parents. Allah mentions our السبب الأصلي لوجود الإنسان هو الله. The main sabab of us coming into existence, the main way that we come into existence by the creation of Allah. But our biological means of existence that we come into this world is our parents. Allah is our khaliq, but our parents are our murabbin. Allah is our Rabb. Allah is our Rabb, our Lord. But our parents are our murabbi. Murabbi means the one who nurtures us, the one who cares for us, the one who brings us up, the one who takes care of us, parents us. So Allah Azza wa Jal mentions, first comes your khaliq, and then comes those who gave you life, biological life. Those who cared for you. God created you, but your parents took care of you. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Look at the status of respect for parents, that after His tawheed and worship, Allah mentions parents after that. How important is this? That after his ibadah and after Allah's worship, Allah mentions parents. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرِ. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then detail of this mentions. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. Allah Azza wa Jalla now is talking about the status of the parents. If one of them or both of them, if one of them or both of them reach that old age. See, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not talking about when they're young and they're healthy and they can take care of themselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the time when they are in need. They took care of you when you were in need. And this is only common sense that you must take care of them when they are in need. And this is that aspect which Allah Azza wa Jalla is speaking about. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. If one of them or both of them reach al-kibar, the old age, then لَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. That don't even say to them uff. We say astaghfirullah, worse than uff to our parents. What do we say to our parents? Worse than uff. Kids are now cussing with their parents, fighting with their parents, arguing with their parents, and Allah Ta'ala said, don't even say uff. We're fighting with them now, arguing with them, debating them. Shut up, don't talk. Why are you talking so much? Just shut up. I don't want to listen to you, man. Just shut up. You're getting on my nerves. This is how kids are talking to their parents now. So Allah Azza wa Jalla is reminding us. Why He starts with La taqul lahuma uff? Because you will be in the situation that you're going to say uff. They're going to put you in that situation. I know parents, they eat brains. This is what they do. This is their job. I know that parents, they can become overbearing. I know that parents can become, hard on their kids. This is what happens. And that's why what this mentions, that you will be put in a situation that you're going to say, oof, don't say that. You must bear it. You must understand that this is the greatest ibadah. One brother was telling me about the condition of having to take care of his parents at the old age. And he's saying, Shaykh, it's becoming unbearable for me. Because when the parents get at that old age, then they don't know, they're kind of losing it and they're saying weird things and they look like they're old and responsible people, but they become like children. They're acting like kids. They're acting like children. And you can't be mad at them. You can't yell at them. You can't rebuke them. You can't put them down. You can't hit them. And they start becoming almost identical to children. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions this in the Quran, that وَمَن نُعَمِّرْهُ نُنَكِّسْهُ فِي الْخَلْقِ وَمَن نُعَمِّرْهُ نُنَكِّسْهُ فِي الْخَلْقِ. The one who we give them a long age, then we make them go back in creation. Yani, they start rewinding back to becoming kids again. They become like a child again. They can't take care of themselves. Some of them, they can't clean themselves. Just like we were born and we have to wear diapers, people become old and now they have to wear diapers again. Subhanallah. This is the cycle of life. But look at what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us. Be ready for this. And I told them, I said, Wallahi, the tolerance, you tolerating patience in the service of your father and mother when they reach that age, you tolerating patience is greater than any ibadah. Look at this. After Tawheed, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُ إِلَّا إِيَّهُ. What's number 2? وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. After the worship of Allah, Allah is mentioning number 2 on the list is ihsan. You know what ihsan is? Going above and beyond. It didn't say وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ خِدْمَةً. It didn't say وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ خِدْمَةً. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ, that you be with them. No. Ihsan. Ihsan means you go above and beyond. Do whatever is in your power to make them happy. And it starts, look at more than anything else, فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفْ. That's the first one it starts with. Because they're going to put you in a situation that you're going to say, "Uff." They're going to put you in a situation that you're going to get angry. They're going to put you in a situation that you become frustrated. Don't allow yourself. Don't do it. Don't say it. Why? Because this is the greatest ajr. This is the greatest reward. More than worship, more than ibadah, more than tahajjud, more than nafil fasting, more than sadaqat and khayrat is وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. The ulama mentioned that there are sins that Allah forgives through the khidmah and the ihsan to parents that are not forgiven by any other action. Yani you're a sinful person. Allah, through kindness towards parents, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make kafara of your sins. Allah will elevate your ranks. This is the thing that Allah loves most after Tawheed. Imagine this. Allah is mentioning it, that this is the most important thing. Qada Rabbuk. Do you know Qada Rabbuk? Allah decreed, Allah ordained that bil walidain ihsana, only worship me, and kindness to your parents. We're kind to our friends. We're nice with our friends. We're nice with our buddies. We're nice with our customers. We're nice with our boss. And we're mean to our parents? We have no understanding of Islam. We have no understanding of Quran. You could pray 5 times a day, all you want. You could fast nafil, all you want. But you don't have this. You're missing a fundamental part of your deen. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. You're lost if you don't have this respect for your parents. فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. And this is an interesting thing. He said, okay, forget about all the khidmah. Just don't say uff. Put the khidmah to the side. This is number one. Number one is, don't get frustrated. Because they're going to frustrate you. Get ready for that. And you know what the beautiful thing is? That when you know that when they're going to frustrate you, you will be rewarded by Allah, then you will take their frustration happily. Like my shaykh used to say, if you know that how much the value, then their chapat will become like chapati. You know chapati? Some people really love dal chapati. So he said, if you really know the value of how special it is, then even their chapat will be like a chapati for you. You'll enjoy it because you know that Allah is rewarding me. But if you don't know what's the reward, then even when they want, they said, oh my son, come over. You just always come over, I'm busy. SubhanAllah. Talking like this to your parents. Every minute and every second, wallahi, the Jannah is under the feet of the mother. One Sahabi said, Ya Rasulullah, I want to come to you and ask you so I can do jihad fi sabilillah. Give me permission to do jihad fi sabilillah. He said, is your mother alive? Is your mother alive? He said, yes, my mother is alive. He said, go make khidmat of your mother because Jannat is in her service. فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ فِي قَدَمِهَا أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Jannah is at her feet. Where are you going? You wanna get Jannah by becoming shaheed? Go get Jannah by serving your mom. Subhanallah. فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. And do not rebuke them. تَنْهَرْهُمَا, it's to say harsh words to them. وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. And say to them kind words. Say to them loving words. Do not raise your voice at them and do not look at them in a harsh way. And remember the time when you were a child and they were taking care of you. That mother, sleepless nights, and difficult nights, right? Mothers that would, the baby would pee on the bed and the mother would sleep on the wet side and she would put her baby on the dry side. This is what mothers do. How much difficulty, how much sleepless nights, how much pain. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, he was making tawaf of the Kaaba. And he saw a man from Yemen and he was carrying his mother on his back and making tawaf. And he was saying this, إِنِّي لَهَا بَعِيرُهَا الْمُذَلَّلِ إِنِّي لَهَا بَعِيرُهَا الْمُذَلَّلِ إِنْ أُذْعِرَتْ رِكَابُهَا لَمْ أُذْعَرْ. He says, I am my mother's camel and I will never get tired. If the camel gets tired, I will never get tired. I am my mother's camel. And he's carrying her on her back and he's making tawaf. So somebody asks Abdullah ibn Umar, he says, oh Abdullah ibn Umar, do you think that he has fulfilled the right of his mother? He says he has not fulfilled even the first sound that she made at the time of giving birth. The first ah that she made when she's giving birth, even that one ah, he did not fulfill the right of that. May Allah give us the understanding. May Allah give us the tawfiq. We are so behind. We are so behind in the respect and kindness to our parents. This is Allah. قَضَى رَبُّكَ وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ. And your Lord, everything that you do, every worship that you do, every dhikr that you do, put it to the side. This is the thing that's beloved, most beloved to Allah. بِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. He mentions it only after worship to Him, only after Tawheed. And we can all be the judge of how we are. How much uff we said. How much we raise our voice. How much we, astaghfirullah, raise your hand, then you have to make serious tawbah for that. Somebody who even raised their hand at their parents. Astaghfirullah. And it continues, وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Allahu Akbar. The words of Allah cannot be translated. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Lower your wing of mercy. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ. Lower yourself in humility. Lower the wing of humility before them with mercy. Lower yourself to them. جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ. With humility and mercy. مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Out of mercy. Lower yourself in humility to them out of mercy. Why out of mercy? Because they had mercy to you. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا. And the ayat continues. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. How can I humble myself to my parents? This dua, and say, رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. O Allah, have mercy upon them as they had mercy upon me when I was young. Now somebody says, well, my dad was mean. Well, my mom, blah, 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 and my dad, blah, blah, blah. Put it away. Allah commanded you. Make dua for them. That's your test. But my dad was mean, but your mom was mean? Yeah. I have a lot of stories to tell as well. All of us got stories to tell. May Allah make us good parents. May Allah make us good parents. Sometimes parents, they're overbearing. Sometimes parents, they also need to be good parents to their kids. But maybe they're not. That does not give you an excuse to say this does not apply to them. This only applies to good parents, you see. Parents that were nice. Parents that, they were very, they had happy birthday songs every month. Not even on your birthday, like. The expectations are a lot now. I want a birthday every month. Give me a birthday party every month. Now, this new generation, my parents did this and my parents did that and my mom did this and my mom did that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala nowhere in the Quran says, be kind to your nice parents. But if your parents are not nice parents, then you don't be kind to them. Wallahi, even if they're kafir, even if they're mushrik, even if they're disbelievers, you have to keep the right of the parents. If they push you away, that's a different. The ayat, Allah is going to continue. Every situation has been mentioned here. Allah is going to be mentioned. What if they're annoying parents? They are. Some of you are annoying parents. Some of us, I'm also a parent. May Allah protect me. Some of us, some of you, we're annoying parents, okay? Right? We want to control them. We want to be their khaliq and raziq. I'm your khaliq, I'm your raziq. I control you. You know, and then we use deen. Padre tastam, you know, I'm your dad, you have to obey me after God, you know. So then we say ajib types of things, right? Emotional blackmail and all these other types of things parents do. They do crazy things. But remember, very important thing, this is our test. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't say to do kindness to good parents. If they did not fulfill their haqq to you, you have to fulfill your haqq for them. They didn't fulfill their haqq to you. You must fulfill your haqq to them. They will be questioned about their parenting, and Allah will take them into account. Yes, it's not the job of the parent that they can say anything they want. And now we have this new generation, especially immigrant parents. American parents, you know, they're always buying Cheerios and donuts for their kids. Bichara kids still don't respect them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about immigrant kids. Or immigrant parents. Immigrant parents, man, they think like they're gods. It's not right. Not all of immigrant parents. MashaAllah, some immigrant parents are normal parents. But some of them just really overbearing. You want to push their kids to suicide almost. Sometimes it's like that. They push their kids, push. You know, even if it's that, if they did not fulfill their haqq to you, you are obligated that you must fulfill your haqq upon them. You are obligated, even if they're not believers. If they tell you to do something that is haram, then don't do the haram. If they tell you to do something that is not within your power or within your capacity, then you just respectfully avoid it. Somebody was asking me, you know, my parent is asking me to do this and buy that, and I just can't afford it. I said, then you be diplomatic. You know, diplomacy. You gotta play in a nice way, in a respectful way. Inshallah, make dua that Allah gives me money, mom, and I'm gonna buy you a palace. Inshallah. The day you make dua that I be a millionaire, mom, you're gonna get that palace, I promise you. You're gonna get that BMW. They ask you that, well, you don't get me a BMW. What type of lousy are you? Oh, mom, you know, I wish I was. Keep making dua, inshallah. Keep making dua. Allah, we're going to give it nicely, kindly. You know, don't have to say it harshly. Where am I going to get the money from? You keep asking like completely unreasonable things. There's that way. And then there's the thing. Mom, make dua, inshallah. Through your barakah, Allah will give everyone in the family a BMW. You have to be diplomatic. You have to be, you know, in a nice way, in a good way, not in a way where you're rebuking them. رَبُّكُمْ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا فِي نُفُوسِكُمْ. Allahu Akbar. Look at how beautiful is Allah's words. That now, what if you do everything for your parents, but they still don't appreciate you? Now is the other one. The other way around. Okay, you did all of that. You fulfilled their right. You're doing good for them. They don't appreciate you. I'm not happy. You can't have this expectation. All of you who are parents, wallahi, don't have this expectation from your kids. Because if you have this expectation, it becomes, you become very depressed. That all of these, they're not doing this, they're not doing this. What did you do? Where were you? And what did you do? And remember, this hadith of the Prophet ﷺ is very scary. بِرُّ آبَاءَكُمْ تَبُرُّكُمْ أَبْنَاءَكُمْ. You be dutiful to your parents, because then your kids will be dutiful to you. Yeah, you got to do it for an incentive, man. You gotta do it for a reason. You don't want to be dutiful to you want your kids to be dutiful to you, or you want them to throw you in a, nursing home when you're 60 years old. As soon as you get retired, put them in the nursing home. They're still walking and talking, but put them there. already. You didn't do it. How do you expect them? There's a really interesting story. I don't know if it's a true story. I heard this from one of our sheikhs. He said that there was a man, his father had become very old. So he said, Dad, I'm going to take you for a walk today. We're going to go for a walk. Let's go. So he's taking his dad. His dad is very weak. He said, my son, I'm getting tired. I can't. Okay, he said, I'll carry you. He put him on his back and he's taking him in the jungle, in the forest. He says, Baba, my son, where are you taking me? He said, no, we're going for a walk. He said, it's getting dark, and where is this? In the middle of the forest, you're taking me for a walk? He said, yeah, just be quiet. I'll get you. They got past one rock, big rock, and he says, okay, stop here at the rock. Don't go any further. Leave me at this rock. Leave me at this rock. Don't go any further. He said, why don't go any? Because if you go further, then you'd be doing injustice to me. But leave me here right at this rock, because this is the justice that I deserve. He said, what do you mean? He said, this is the same place that I left my father. This is the same place where I left my father when he became old. So leave me here, because that's where I left him, and I know this is the treatment that I am getting now. Don't go any further than this rock, because this rock is as far as I took my dad. And this is where I left him when he became old. So leave me here. This is the story. But the point is, you will get the same treatment that you gave. You do for your own akhirah. When we raise our kids and we do for them, or we treat others, whether it's our spouse, whether it's our parents, whether it's our neighbor, your mu'amala is with Allah. Somebody told me when I was giving a talk about forgiveness, he said, what if you forgive that person but they don't forgive? I said, forget that person. That person's not even worthy of being forgiven. They're lousy, they're nalaik person. Wo nalaik, bilkul nalaik aadmi hai. He's not even worthy to be forgiven. But don't forgive him because he's somebody good. Forgive him because you want forgiveness from Allah. Don't treat your parents good because they're worthy of it. Some parents, they're losers. I'm sorry. Some parents, they're not good parents. We hear about parents that neglect their children. They abuse their children. They molest their children. But you do because of what? You do because Allah will be pleased with you. And if that parent is harming you, then it is okay for you to stay away from somebody who harms you. What I was mentioning. If there is abuse, if there is harm, stay away from that. Because now they have lost. Now, when you're putting harm upon your children, you are now that you're supposed to be the source of blessing. You're supposed to be the source of mercy, but now you've become the source of poison. You become the source of harm. You're not required now to be just salam, dua. If they need, take care of them. If they call for you, try to be there to the best of your ability. You don't need to interact with those parents because when they're doing that, they are committing a sin. And you're not required to allow them to commit that sin. And this is for those parents, may Allah protect us, those parents who abuse, those parents who curse, those parents who abuse, those parents who commit sin. There are such parents. May Allah guide them. But if you're the child of such a parent, you should not allow them to commit that sin, because they're sinful. You're allowing them to. Should not allow them. And now after everything that you did for them, they still don't appreciate, then listen to what Allah says. رَبُّكُمْ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا فِي نُفُوسِكُمْ. Allah knows best what is in your heart. إِن تَكُونُوا صَالِحِينَ فَإِنَّهُ كَانَ لِلْأَوَّابِينَ غَفُورًا. If you are truly righteous, Allah knows. Allah knows the intent of your heart, that you did everything that was in your power. إِن تَكُونُوا صَالِحِينَ. If you're truly righteous, and you intended only good, فَإِنَّهُ كَانَ لِلْأَوَّابِينَ غَفُورًا. Allah is forgiving to those who turn to Him. In other words, sometimes you will do good for your parents, but they will not appreciate you. Sometimes you will take care of your parents, but they will not recognize, they will not even acknowledge you. Don't worry, do it for Allah. إِن تَكُونُوا صَالِحِينَ. If you're truly righteous, Allah knows what's in your heart. Allah knows your intention. If you are truly righteous, then what? فَإِنَّهُ كَانَ لِلْأَوَّابِينَ غَفُورًا. Allah is most forgiving for those who constantly seek Him, for those who constantly wish for Him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us this reality. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us good parents first, right? And in another hadith it says that you make it easy for your children to serve you. Make it easy for your parent, for your children to be good to you. Don't be that overbearing parent that tortures your kids, mentally tortures them, or physically tortures them. Because now you're committing a sin. Now you're pushing them away. How would you treat others as you would want to be treated? This is golden rule. Just apply the golden rule to everybody you deal with your children, with your family, with your wife, with your husband, with your siblings. Treat them as you would want to be treated. If you're a parent, treat your kids. Wallahi, sometimes even as a parent, it's difficult for me to tell my kids do this or do that because, I don't want to constantly be overbearing upon them. Whereas I have that haqq. Parents have that haqq. But sometimes it's even difficult for me to tell them do this or don't do that because I don't want to become overbearing. I don't want to be that annoying parent that's constantly, being hard on them. So we have to also know our boundaries. That be with them in such a way where you're not distancing them. Be with them, and remember, a lot of people say, be with them like a friend. Look, I know that you can be friendly with them, but you're the father, you're not friend, you're not a buddy. And those who are youngsters, don't treat your parents like they're your buddy. Hey, what up, Dad? What up, Daddy-o? What's up, man? Slapping his dad on the back. What's the matter with you? This isn't your buddy. This isn't your friend. This is your father. You're supposed to have ta'zeem. You're supposed to have respect. You don't slap him in the back, say, what's up? What's up, man? To your father? You're not even supposed to call your father by his name. You're supposed to call him by all the respectful titles. So, this is from both sides. Right? This comes from both sides. The parent has to be kind and good, but not to the level that now the kids also, they don't have any respect. And he shouldn't be like so overbearing that they run away from you. And the kids should always remember this. Your parents are always right. You know when they say the customer is always right? Customer service. At least give your parents customer service if you're not going to give them anything else. When you argue with them, look, why are you arguing with your parents? Don't argue with them. They're always right. I realized when my mom got in an age, sometimes she just wants to vent. I said, okay, just go. Everything, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Everything, even if they're wrong, they're right. The customer is always right. Parent is always right. Let them win the argument. So you won the argument. What's the big deal? You lost the argument. They won the argument. So what? Get over it. They're at that age. They lived long enough. Now give them. They have the license to complain. After 60, you're just fed up. Now you got license. Just give them the license to complain. Give them the license to just talk. Whatever. Yeah. Just respect that. Respect people that have that white beard with the shaybatin fil Islam. Min ijlalillahi ikramu the shaybatil Muslim. From the honoring of Allah is to honor a person whose hair has become white. There's no respect for elders. You see a white-haired person, don't argue with them. There was an uncle, I was a teacher in one place, and the uncle would come. The light, it's nighttime, so we have to, why the lights are on? Why did you turn off all the lights? Why did you turn all the lights? Who has to pay for this? The masjid has to pay for this. I said, I'm teaching a class. He said, no. Why are the lights? He was an elderly person, I know. So I turned off all the lights. Okay, uncle, whatever you say. Should we turn it off? Yeah, turn it off right now. Okay, I get up, turn them all off. Why is it so dark in here? Okay, turn them back on. Turn it on, turn it off. He would come, first thing he'd say, you're teaching here? MashaAllah, this desk is a blessing of that old man. I would listen to him so much. He would yell at me all the time. I would bring a chair for him. Let them say whatever they want. Why your ego doesn't allow you that your elders should say something to you? You know, this generation, their ego doesn't allow them. Why did you say this to me? You have no right to say this. Like, give them the right. They have the right. They have the license to be annoying. Now they're past 60. Past 60 means, right, license to complain, license to be annoying. You say, not, all of you guys not included in that. Anybody who's above, these guys are young, mashallah. They're not above 60. These are all below. But anybody who's above that age, right, give them that. They earned that, right? Don't put that hatred upon them, or that you get angry with them. Have a little bit more tolerance. When you see an elderly person, have tolerance. And some of our youngsters, I don't know what you guys are thinking, have some emotional intelligence. I see an elderly person, bichara, he's like going down to try to get his shoes. He can't even get his shoes. And then you have like 3 guys just standing there staring at him. Do you see what he's trying to do? He's reaching for his shoes. He's trying to put his shoes in front of his feet. اما قدر عقل نداری که بوتش پیش پایش بانی اینما قدر عقل نداره اینمی طبقه جوانا. You see somebody struggling, they want to put, he's trying to reach for his shoes, he can't even bend it down because he got some backache. You put his shoes in front of his feet. Have some emotional intelligence. You see an elder that's struggling. You see somebody, the other day, I don't know, it was Safeway or Lucky or something. There was an elderly lady, she was having difficulty with her bags. So I said, ma'am, can I please help you with that? I grabbed her bags. I swear this lady was like, she was about to faint. She was so happy. Thank you so much. Oh my God, you're such an angel and you're just this and that. And the people just walking by, they don't even care. There's an old lady, she's struggling, like one bag was about to fall from her hand. Nobody has this understanding anymore. The elders, this is an opportunity of thawab for me. Elders to yell at me will give me ajr. I get reward if they yell at me. If I tolerate that and if I have patience upon the annoyance of an elder. This generation, no, nobody has a right to say anything to me. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. Isn't this how we were brought up? Our elders, we don't have a tongue in our mouths. One is the kalana. He just said it. Some elders would just like smack you. You have nothing to say. This is an elder. And they would do it with sincerity. They would do it with love, and they would do it with sincerity. So these are very important things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding us, that we be good to our parents. And the Prophet ﷺ commanded us that we be good to our elders. And if we have that, we will be respected. What goes around comes around. The respect that you gave, you will get that respect. And the disrespect that you gave, you will also face that disrespect. What goes around comes around. May Allah give us tawfiq to understand what has been said. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.